On today's video, I'm going to be finishing all of the remaining stuff to get the body off of the frame on my C3 Corvette. The first thing we're going to do is remove the e-brake cable and also the gear selector cable. The e-brake cable and also the gear selector cable is now disconnected. I do still have the gear selector sticking through, but what I'm thinking is when we lift the body, my buddy or me, we'll just kind of like feed it through and then hopefully we'll be good there. Now all that we have left is, I believe, stuff on the underside of the body, so we're gonna lift the car up and get working on that. All right, we have the car in the air and we were looking it over. And it seems like really the only thing that we need to disconnect is this ground cable right here. And e-brake wise, we are looking good. That's not gonna cause any issues. I think they're the only thing, even the exhaust. I don't think we have to remove the exhaust. That's only connected to the frame. It looks like it's really just this ground cable right here. And that's it. Man, this is an oily mess. And we're gonna slip and fall. Now that everything on the underside is disconnected, or at least I believe everything, we're gonna start tackling these body mount bolts. So the first one we're gonna get to, just because the car's still on the lift and we're gonna have to take off these wheels to get to it, is this guy right here. I did soak the cover in PB last night, and it doesn't look rusted at all, so I'm not really worried about that. We'll get in there. That'll be the first body mount bolt that we remove. All right, so this body mount bolt is out. Now I'm gonna begin working on removing this one over here. So this one will be much easier to get to because it's not in that little hidden section where you can't get anything other than a short socket in, which unfortunately I didn't have because I don't have very many standard sockets. So that was kind of a bummer, but this one will be really nice and easy to zip out. All right, this is a few days later. I still have to remove the rest of these body mounts and we're gonna do that in a second, but I wanna show you guys something. And also don't mind my voice, I'm a little bit sick. That's why I took a break for a little bit on the car. Just had to get a little bit better before working on it. But I went to Harbor Freight and got some wheels for the body dolly that we're gonna make. So we have these, I got 6 of them, and then I got 12 2x4s, and I think they were like 96 inches long or something like that. So we will be building the body dolly later tonight. All right, let's finish getting these body mounts out of here.
All right, this back one was not fun. She was not cooperating at all. It was spinning. I don't know if you can really see, but it was spinning, so I had my buddy back it up, and we were able to get it out, and it was pretty rusty. It shot rust dust all over me, but now we're done. We're gonna do the other side, and then all we have left is the front ones. Well, unfortunately, this side did not cooperate either. This bolt snapped clean in half. But we should still be able to pull the body, even though the threads are still in here, because the bolt had snapped. So we shouldn't have anything hooking us up here, and we should be able to just pull right through. And then I'm gonna have to try to figure out how to get those threads out once the body is separated from the frame. Hopefully I can get some vice grips or something on there and just wiggle it out, turn it out. But we'll see how that goes. I don't know. Considering the head snapped clean off, it's probably pretty rusted in there. Now the last set of body mount bolts are down right here, and this one is actually a pass-through, so it's a bolt with a nut on it, so you have to back up the top, and then this is kind of like a two-person job. I mean, you could probably do it by yourself, but it would probably be easier if you jacked up the car, but we're gonna do it with it on the ground. So let's do it. Well, unfortunately, both of these sides were pretty rusted in, so it was a little bit of a battle to get them out. Look at all that scale. So, was not fun. I used the impact gun, got the nut off, and then we had to just pound out these bolts with a hammer. And the worst part is, which, I mean, we probably could have lifted the car and made our lives easier, but we could only get a framing hammer in there, so it wasn't really ideal. So it took a good amount of pounding, but now the body should be free, and we're gonna lift it in the next video.